Now, we have had a total of 5 days of freezing nights, below freezing. 4 of them were in a row. We got one night where it was above freezing, and then we got another night last night which was below freezing. And but last night was the only night that I really was worried about my stuff. Now let me say this, y'all see them cloths and stuff on the ground? For my new subscribers, I probably should have showed you this, but you're just gonna have to go back to some old videos. I've done this a million times. Y'all have to understand, I do the same stuff every year, and I be filming and filming. I've been filming for years. So, sometimes it's just like, how many times you gonna film that? Because I know my old heads, they done seen this a million times. And they be like, oh yeah, she did this last year. You know what I mean? So you try to keep everybody entertained, but it's a little hard to do. Anyway, for my new subscribers, because I had several of you all in the videos saying, I can't believe you still got peppers, blah, blah, blah. Keep in mind that video that posted, I said it was election day. What day was election day, y'all? Somebody holler it out. November what? Beginning of November 5th, I believe it was. That first Tuesday in November. That was election day. So keep in mind that video posted roughly a month after I filmed it. But nevertheless, also for my new subscribers, generally there are times when I catch up, but generally I'm ahead on my content. So a lot of times what you see is a month in behind. And like I said, there's a reason why I do that. YouTube punishes you if you are not regular with your postings. Like if you see people posting arbitrarily, just I post today, I post tomorrow, I post the next day, then I go 2, 3, 4, 5 days without posting, then I post again. YouTube punishes you for that. So if y'all wonder why my videos, for the most part, come out consistently every 3 days, that's why. Because YouTube won't keep you in the algorithm if you don't do that. And it's not that I'm trying to get YouTube fame. I just want my videos to reach the people who it needs to reach. And you can't do that when you're all over the place with your filming. But I do not film every day, because keep in mind, this is not my full-time job as well. So, like I said, I guess this is housekeeping. So I just want to explain to y'all and tell y'all, for those that are in disbelief, how I still had peppers in November. Number one, ascertain, like when you say that, so you're getting that reference of information from somewhere, whether it's your personal garden, whether it's people who you have seen garden, things like that. So if you're getting that mostly from people that you have seen garden, understand that I am not your normal content creating gardener. I'm a real content creating gardener. Understand that a lot of these people are making content, and they're doing just that, making content. They're only gardening to make content. Me, I would garden whether I filmed it or not. I was gardening before I started filming. So I am a gardener that just happens to make content. I'm not a content creator that gardens. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. So when you see a lot of these people, understand that if they ripped all their peppers out at the end of August, beginning of September, maybe the end of September, they probably not a true gardener. Not a gardener that's absolutely trying to raise a lot of the food that they eat. Because as I showed you before, there's no way in hell, if I'm really trying to feed myself and my peppers are loaded, there's no way I'm pulling those plants out. And I've looked at the weather and we don't have frost in 2 weeks. Why? A lot of those peppers are going to get ripe in 2 weeks. So you see what I'm saying? I want you to be able to go on YouTube and pick out the fakes from the frauds from the people who's really out here trying to do something. Okay? Because it's a lot of frauds, and y'all need to be able to understand that. Now that I've said all that stuff, the freeze was coming. This is number one what I did. All of these tomatoes out here, I took cuttings from. I think I showed the cuttings in a video that probably would have come out before this one. This is what the tomatoes are looking like now. Can y'all tell they've been kissed by the frost? You see how but it didn't kill them though. You see this droopage? That's damage. But I assure you these plants aren't dead. There's some spots in here where it's not even damaged, more toward the inside. But back to what I was saying, when I knew the frost was coming, I took cuttings because my thoughts is, these are Zapotec tomatoes. I do not have seeds for these. Everybody can't do this, but if you got a little place, maybe in the house, if you have a greenhouse, if you have a garage, if you have any of those options, even if you got a little storage spot in your attic or just anything, any little place where you could take a cutting of a tomato, put it in a pot, and put it inside over the winter, especially if you live in the South, because it ain't gonna be long. It's gonna be hot again. Y'all know we really don't get no winter like that. Even if you live somewhere where it's very cold, let's say the Midwest, where y'all or Colorado in them place. If you don't have seeds, don't just say to myself, oh, I'm just gonna run out and buy some more seeds. Sometimes, like this Zapotec tomato, ain't the easiest tomato to find seeds for. So I said to myself, let me take a cutting. I don't know if this stuff gonna make it through the frost or not. At the time, I did not want to take all of this down. Do y'all see all this? All this stuff still living. I ain't want to take all that down. I ain't got time, I ain't got the energy. Sometimes I like to wait for my stuff to die anyway, because it's easier to take it out when it's dead. That being said, and somebody said, do I fall garden? Not sure what you categorize as a fall garden. As long as I have food growing in the fall, I categorize it as a fall garden. I think so many people think, ooh, a fall garden, you only have cool weather crops. And that depends on where you stay. You see what I'm saying? You all have to stop gardening in a box. Stop. Stop just doing what you see other people do. Do what make you happy. Stop. Oh, I saw so-and-so doing this, so let me do it. What, you want to be part of the club? Was you the one in high school that you was always trying to be popular and you was always following trends because you thought that would make you popular, but you were never popular? That's a sign. Just think about it. Think about it. I wasn't the popular kid in school. Didn't nobody like me, and I didn't give a shit. They, my mama told me they didn't like Jesus. See what I'm saying? But anyway, that being said, took cuttings from all my tomatoes, put them in the greenhouse. So I won't have to worry about if I can find those seeds or not. Some of these are volunteers. These ain't even seeds for tomatoes that I don't even know if I can get, because they're volunteers. They're showed up in my yard. I don't know what the hell they are. They taste good. I took cuttings. Anything I wanted a cutting for, I put it in the greenhouse. Okay? That's that. All of the peppers that were ripe, I harvested. The peppers that were not, like for instance, when I covered this up with my frost cloths, these peppers were much smaller. This is Pippin's Honey Golden. Somebody asked me what was the dark colored pepper, and I'm sure this is probably what they meant. This is Pippin's Honey Golden. So I took off all the ripe peppers and I left any that were not ripe. Same thing with this here. And since I have had it covered, y'all see these have ripened in the frost when it's been at night below whatever temp. Same thing if you see any red over there. All of this stuff. You see all these that are orange? None of those were orange when I covered them. I got they all were this color. This is ají dulce. Excuse me, not ají dulce. This is arroz con pollo. So arroz con pollo, this is the side that faces the sun. See how it's dark? That's the side that don't face the sun. Same thing on this one. This side faces the sun. That side don't. See how it's green? But they ripen to a red color. But so like I said, I knew the frost was coming. I took cuttings from my tomatoes, put them in the greenhouse. Wasn't worried about the callaloo. I really expected the callaloo to be dead. Y'all, this callaloo, bro, I didn't cover it at all. This didn't get covered. I had every intention of this being dead. When I came out here the first day, it looked fine. The second day, it looked fine. The third day, it looked fine. The fourth day, it looked fine. I'm like, what in the world? Last night, we were supposedly under freezing. Now, I was asleep, so I don't know exactly, but the only temperature I really monitor is my greenhouse to make sure it doesn't get below freezing, because the stuff in the greenhouse cannot get below freezing. If it starts getting close to freezing, I have a heater that I can turn on in the greenhouse, but I did not have to do that this time. My greenhouse, I have fixed a lot of the issues. If it gets super, super cold this year, I'm pretty sure I can keep it above freezing. Whereas before, I was struggling to do that. But I'll go over that and explain that to y'all as well. But yeah, the callaloo, this is tougher than what I thought, y'all. And by these seeds going through this frost, I am going to offer these seeds. Now, I've made it up in my mind. First of all, I'll have plenty to offer. Second of all, by going through this freeze, I think these, the genetics on these will be a little bit more frost tolerant. True Love Seeds does sell a cold, like a shorter season callaloo, and they said it'll make faster. It's designed to be grown in the Midwest, but just because it will grow faster and make callaloo faster. I don't know how cold tolerant it is. I don't think amaranth will ever be super cold tolerant, but like I said, it do have some damage now, but it's not dead by any means. You see this new growth here? I mean, it's been kissed, but it's not dead by any means. So like I said, I'm gonna collect seeds off of this, definitely for myself and definitely to offer to y'all. Those wanting seeds, I'll let y'all know when they're ready. Because like I said, I need to collect the callaloo, and I'm trying to think, is it anything else I want to collect? Because I've collected a lot of seeds already. Let's see, the callaloo, maybe Pippin's Honey Gold. Nah, no, I don't have enough seeds for Pippin's Honey Golden. Y'all just gonna have to. But the good thing is you can order Pippin's Honey Golden. Y'all can order that. I don't have seeds for Buena Malata either. I don't have enough. Now, like I said, I have to kind of. Now, Roselle I got. I don't think I mentioned that to y'all. Roselle I can offer. Roselle, I have several pepper seeds I can offer. So, yeah. But that being said, covered everything. Didn't know what was going to make it, what wasn't going to make it. The thought in my mind is if the peppers make it, then they'll come through the frost. And because I know we don't get a whole lot of, like, it's not like we get below freezing, stay below freezing. And I said, well, if they got peppers on them, these peppers will have some more time to try to ripen or get bigger or whatever, because you can harvest them green like that. But this, let's see, like this was green when I covered it. This was green when I covered it. All these peppers y'all see that's red now, they were green when I covered them. Okay, so I just left that. The okra I left, I'm not expecting nothing out of the okra, but it's been still blooming. Last night might have took it out though. See how it's like this? But never fear, y'all, because I sowed seeds. I sowed red mustards out here. So I'm going to go back and probably cut those okra off at the ground. There's a little pod there. I may eat you because you ain't mushy or nothing. Let me see. I have to get you off of here. I may have to eat you. Come here. Come here to me. It's just a crisp and sweet. Remember, frost kissed okra. But yeah, I sold red mustards out here. I threw seeds. One day we got rain when it was above freezing. So, like I said, for my new subscribers, y'all, stop being afraid to push the boundaries and stop just doing what you see other people do. Especially if you call yourself a seasoned gardener. I love how people call themselves seasoned gardeners, but I be catching them just doing what other people doing. So these plants here, so y'all, I did redo this bed, y'all. And what I did is I covered just with pine straw, because these are brassicas and they don't have to be in a situation where they need a lot of cover. Can they survive the deepest of frost? No, but I already knew from experience that this stuff here, 28, 26 degrees ain't enough to kill this. Okay, and this got ate up a little bit. It's bouncing back. So I'm really just coming through here, kind of uncovering. Y'all can kind of see I got plants here and there. I thought I had something there, but I don't. There's something right there. I think it's another one in that front portion. This portion up here. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little plant there. And then I also sowed a few red mustard seeds. Then back over here, I sowed a whole bunch of seeds. And like I said, I covered what had come up initially. Uh-oh. I'm dropping y'all. So I covered what came up initially, because I was like, I didn't want my little seedling to get killed from the frost. Sometimes your seedlings can be a little tender, but they were fine. I had one little spot. I see some stuff coming up. I sold some stuff about 2 or 3 days ago. So y'all can just see all of this. So this whole bed will be full, and hopefully that whole bed, like I said, I will throw seeds until that stuff is sufficiently thick how I need it to be. So if there is any doubt that you too can have peppers, now let me say this. If you live in Detroit, I ain't talking about you. Y'all probably got snow already. If you live in Colorado, I'm probably not talking about you. Places where you know for sure, y'all gonna get 4 feet of snow at some point. Push the boundaries as much as you would like, but it's not gonna be, you know. Y'all see the sweet potatoes? They got kissed. All this happened last night. All this death and carnage you see happened last night. But you see, some of them is okay. Let me be honest and tell you, them sweet potatoes, they stand down there till the cold. I did not protect those. The sweet potatoes that stand down there till the cold completely kills all them leaves. Where I live, the ground does not freeze. So these people telling you, oh, when the frost comes, your sweet potatoes gonna be ruined. No, they won't. The ground has to freeze for your sweet potatoes to be ruined. You see what I'm saying? Once again, people leave out the details and just tell you foolish stuff. Don't listen to that. If they don't tell you why or explain the process, they have no clue what the hell they're talking about. They have zero clue what they're talking about. So the ground has to freeze. It's just like if you put a sweet potato in the freezer, what happens when you get it out after it's been frozen, it's mushy? That's exactly what happens outside if your ground freezes. If your ground don't freeze, just wait till your vines die. And I know how people, I don't want to wait. Hey. Calm down. You'll be all right. Sometimes you have to learn how to mitigate all this anxiety and stuff you be having. Sometimes you have to slap yourself. You know how they slap people in the movies to snap people out of stuff? Learn how to slap yourself and stop panicking. So the citrus, I did cover this stuff. You see my cloth? I covered everything out here just trying to protect this citrus. Like I said, citrus is not the most cold hardy. If it was going to get colder than this, I would have protected it even more than this. But they look fine. This turmeric got kissed last night. This looked good yesterday. The ginger got a little kissed. Ginger and turmeric, I kind of treat it the same way. I kind of just wait until the freeze kills it. The bananas, I had that little greenhouse over it. That's why they look so good. That little plastic tote I put over them, that created a great greenhouse effect. I like that. I'm going to try to replicate that. Even when they get bigger, I'm probably going to have to build something and then wrap it in greenhouse plastic. Built like a wooden frame, wrap it in greenhouse plastic, so if they're taller, I still can do the same thing. I think I have figured out how to save my bananas, because that with the bananas freezing to the ground, the thing is around here you won't lose your bananas completely because the roots are there. They'll always shoot up new shoots, but you'll never get bananas if every year your stuff is dying to the ground. So back here I could tell it got a little colder. These tomatoes looked fine until last night. See the damage? But then if you get kind of closer to the ground, and also I want to mention this to you, tomatoes are much more tender than peppers. The peppers are fine. Like you see it's still peppers on here. So and the butterfly peas are shockingly fine. Y'all see? They're fine. I'm shocked by that. This turmeric is fine. Also keep in mind the sun shines right here. That's another thing. Pay attention in your garden where the sun shines, and where things are more likely to heat up. Because that matters. So the takeaway from this video should be pay attention to everything. Pay attention to the weather. Pay attention to your garden, where the sun falls throughout the day, things of that nature. Barbados cherry was fine last night. Fine. Absolutely fine. Guavas. Fine. Also, if you have some of these plants, I'm not telling you that your stuff will be absolutely okay. What I am trying to do is to empower you just a little. Like, for instance, if you have guavas, but you're always dragging them in, because it's a lot of work, y'all. Gardeners know. By the end of the season, your back is probably tired because you've been dragging stuff in. So what if you said to yourself, well, her guavas made it. We only going to 32 tonight. Let me see. You know, and I'm not saying, and I know what y'all gonna say, but I only got one guava. I know. Take a cutting and root another one. That's another reason why I did propagation videos, y'all. Sometimes when you can propagate your plants, like before you do this, because if I'm not mistaken, I think you can take guava cuttings and cut them and root them. If I'm not mistaken, I think they root pretty easy. I need to try it myself to verify that information, but I've seen lots of people doing it. So when it's fall and summer, take you some cuttings and you can have another plant. Take your smaller plant in, the one that don't break your back, and that big plant that's in this huge planter, leave it outside and see how do it make it. Now let me say this, I have had guavas 2 years in a row die all the way back down to the ground that came back from the roots. So what I'm trying to do is empower you to kind of play with your stuff and see what you do need to take in and what you don't need to take in, because some of this stuff you may not even need to take. All right, sorry about that, child. I had got a phone call, child. People call me at the most inopportune moments. Okay, so we were back here talking. So let me see, there's some stuff that I didn't cover at all. I didn't cover this Emma fig at all, and to be honest, this one I only covered this side because y'all see those figs. I did cover my Jamaican, that's a strawberry tree, or a Jamaican cherry. I think that's what they call it. No, yeah, Jamaican cherry, but and they call it strawberry tree. They call it a couple of things, but y'all see them up under there covering. That thing's chilling. I have to cover, and I just used a bucket the same way like I did over there. Just use a bucket to keep the cold off of it. My citrus I did cover, and I uncovered it today. It's leaning a little bit on kind of how it was covered, but y'all can see how green the leaves are and stuff. Those leaves are straightened back out. I covered the kumquat too. Y'all can see some kumquats on. Kumquats are ready this time of year. This one bloomed a little late, so technically those kumquats probably should have already been, but it is what it is. I'll be breaking this little wood out here from time to time, a little dead wood, but anyway. But yeah, y'all, this kumquat has almost been killed to the ground. The navel orange has almost been killed to the ground before. We had some harsh winters. That 2021, I believe it was, when we got all that ice. Or was it 2019? I can't remember. All those days ice. Y'all remember that when Texas grid and all that, all of those ice and stuff, all them people died, and Texas was up on the snow for 2, 3, 4 days or whatever. That same storm come through here and we got the same little old mess. My Celeste fig, I didn't cover it at all. It's doing fine out here. It's doing fine. That's my LSU gold there. Okay, so that's what we got going. These tomatoes back over in here. See how this is still standing up? That's not damaged. See this drooping? All this stuff out here to the edge? It's drooping, but these plants aren't dead. I'm gonna let them do whatever they're gonna do. If it kills them, guess what? I'll fold that plant down in there. It'll break down. I took cuttings from these, so I'm not worried about it. That turmeric looks okay. Those garlic chives look okay. I'm gonna move a cluster of those garlic chives and see what they do in the sun. I may plant some garlic chives around those citrus trees over there. That may be what I do. So coming on over here, just to show y'all the insulated properties of the ground and how well the ground does insulate stuff. This was left out. This tomato is just about fine, but I'm getting ready to put it in the greenhouse. Those sugar snap peas are fine too. So don't always think your stuff gonna automatically freeze. The ground has insulating properties. Where sun shines in your yard, see how the sun is shining on this? See how shade, sun. I'm not saying the sun saved this stuff. This is elderberry, mulberry, and none of this stuff. This stuff can get cold. It's deciduous. If it drops its leaves, it's going to come back. Walking onion. These are 2 palms that are cold tolerant. Jelly palm and wine palm. Wine palms make a little bit of coconut. I'm finna get on that and start feeding that a little more. They are slow growers, but I'm ready for some coconut. Those little baby coconuts taste so good. Anyway, we're gonna check. Come on, foot. We're gonna check the greenhouse here. I got folk constantly leaving message. Constantly. Always something. Anyway, we're gonna go up in here. We're in here, people. It's warm in here. It's nice up in here. It feels like it's 50-something degrees. I don't know exactly what the temp is in here, but I want to show y'all a little technique I did. So in here, I have Aisha sent me Vicks plant, Cuban oregano. I have 3 pomegranates in here. My homegirl sent me the seeds for I grew these pomegranates from seed. They are deciduous. They would be okay outside. This is another Barbados cherry. If I lose those out there, I have this one, but I don't think I'm gonna lose those. See this big old thing of water? I feel it's full of water. And y'all see how the sun coming in? So the sun will warm this water throughout the day, and the water will release the heat back out into the greenhouse. That is a passive way of just, if you need to keep your greenhouse just above freezing. Okay, now is that foolproof? Now, like I said, that don't work. If you're going down to 4 degrees, that ain't gonna work. Okay, this works when it's, you know, mid-20s, maybe down to 20. I say if you do it down to 20, you need more of these, but they kind of act like a little heat sink for you. These are leeks here, sugar snaps there. This is my pigeon pea. These are not frost tolerant. They had to come in here. They are indeed blooming and constantly putting on more blooms. A couple of these blooms were open. Some more blooms up there. It was some more blooms coming on in some places. Like here. When these get a little bigger, they probably will go ahead and open up. But yeah, y'all. So my guava cheese, that needed to be. Now these figs I could have left outside. These are LSU purples. That's the tomato cuttings I was telling y'all about that I took. All the different tomato cuttings. I have some more over there. That's also, hopefully, I'm gonna try to nurse those tomatoes all the way through the winter. Like I said, we don't really get a hard winter, so if it stays above freezing in here, I don't anticipate going from seed on no tomatoes. That's my thought pattern. I don't anticipate on going from seed for no tomatoes. The sugar snap peas are coming out of here very, very soon. We're gonna get another day of below freezing in a week. I kind of want to wait till right after that and plant them and just roll with it, because I usually grow sugar snaps through the winter. That's just how mild our winters tend to be. Uh-oh. All right, so let me zip this back up. I don't want my heat really getting out of here. Put this back. Okay, I'll fool with that later, because that's trying to defy me. I ain't got time. So yeah, y'all. Look here. I didn't even pay this no attention. I just walked past it a while ago. I didn't pay no attention. My cowpeas that was sold in the compost pile, they don't look great, but they're definitely not dead. And there's peas all over there. I need to harvest. There's peas all over there. So, like I said, y'all, sometimes pay attention. Sometimes you can tell by how your native stuff do, but you also have to be careful. Some of your native stuff is way more tougher. Like these oak trees and some of this stuff is way more tough. And you can think that it has survived and it has not. And I've got to cut these water sprouts out of these pears. I will say this, y'all, if anybody wants pear cuttings, when I cut those water sprouts out of there, I don't know what kind of pears these are, but they're good. They taste good. And like I said, I thought they were cooking pears, meaning I thought they stayed hard. Lies. If you wait on them, they will get soft. Like I said, I don't know what kind they are, but they will get soft. So, but yeah, look at these peppers. No protection. Not a lick. They was standing out here. So once again, y'all see how I got this stuff planted? Look like a forest. Y'all keep on with that Better Homes and Garden. That's why they keep telling y'all to rip that shit out. Oh, excuse my French. Because they know the way they tell you to plant your stuff, keep in mind, this for my new people that ain't never heard this before. When you plant all that stuff close together like that, that creates a microclimate. Your stuff don't get as cold. Like I said, it won't save you from everything, but there's a method to my madness. Especially like when you see this stuff here, all this stuff clustered up together, you probably say, "Oh, all this stuff together." You probably say, "Oh, you can't tell what nothing is, huh?" Well, yeah, you know. But look, this never, I've never seen this making it through the cold like that, blooming like this. This is pleurisy root. It's also a type of milkweed, butterfly weed or something they call it. But y'all see them pretty flowers. I do got a few seeds for this. This makes a seed pod. I showed y'all when that seed pod, and I came over here and it had busted open. But yeah, y'all see all this stuff together, all this turmeric, all this stuff. This turmeric here, it got a little frost. You see the leaves? It got a little kissed, little not frost. It didn't get frost bitten. It got frost kissed. But look here, how the Barbados cherry, new growth. There's new growth at several of these junctions. See those right in there? Those smaller leaves, all that's new growth. So, you know, y'all don't be scared. What Bone Crusher say? I ain't never scared. Maybe some of y'all grew up in the wrong generation. You know, I was listening to that hood music. Anyway, but yeah, y'all, that's all those days of frost. We got some more days of frost, but never fear. I'm steadily gardening. I see these other gardeners slowing down. They ain't putting out nothing. I see y'all. I know some of y'all, look, if you like Aisha, you say you running from the cold. Girl, I'm gonna buy you a coat. I'm just buying. Aisha, you ought to be ashamed. You born in October. The cold ought to feel good to you, girl. It ought to feel good. I'm just, it be cold to me too. It's just, I'm so fat and so hungry. I like to eat. But, you know, it is what it is. But no, honestly, y'all, to an extent, I love gardening. And I hate summer so much, y'all, because I sweat so bad. Oh, God. I sweat in places where you shouldn't sweat. Like, it really, and it drives me insane. Y'all don't know the amount of laundry I do in the summer and the amount of showers I take. And you'll think it was water in the garden. No, it's me washing my ass. That's what it is. Relentlessly washing my ass, because I promise you, 5 minutes in the sun, I'm soaking ass wetted. I mean that literally. It's disgusting. So, that being said, look at this. This wasn't blooming. All these flowers. This wasn't blooming when I covered it up. I put on all those flowers during that frost. Look at all these flowers. So y'all tell me, we don't have any cold. I think we got one night of 30. And if this survived 26, it'll survive 30. So, y'all, I think I'm going to be able to get some more peppers out of here. Now, I threw this pine straw over this because I'm going to tell y'all what I saw. This little snacking pepper. Look at those little bell peppers. Those little snacking bell peppers. Those are those, y'all know those mini bells you get at the grocery store? That's what those are. So, y'all don't be scared to plant stuff you see in the store. When y'all see them peppers, if you get a pepper out the store and you like it, put the seeds in there. Let me say this. I do have a little damage here on top where those winds were probably touching it. But look all in here. So, I have a little damage. See the yellowing up there? I have a little damage. But y'all look at all those peppers. Once again, I know I didn't show you. But I harvested a lot of stuff. Something I noticed about the ají dulce. As your season goes on, your peppers get smaller. I don't know if that's the cold. I don't know if that's the plant getting tired. I don't know exactly what it is. But it's funny. It seemed like this one did and the other one didn't. But this one bared way more peppers than this one up front. Okay? And I know this video is extremely too long. But this one started bearing super late. And the peppers never really got small. If I can show y'all. Y'all see that? The peppers never did. Look at that leaf-footed bug, honey. These leaf-footed bugs, you think the cold would kill them? I don't know. I think they like the cold. But yeah, y'all. And then, like I said, some of this tomato and stuff, even if it's not the best, I'm going to leave it. But once again, long sweet peppers. This is his grocery store. This one's kind of short, but I don't care. Homeboy cut up, he'll eat. But this trying to make buds. I see a bud coming in. Y'all see that bud in there? This pepper struggled all year. Waited to the end of the year to start doing that there. Making these peppers here. So I'll have a few more sweet peppers. I grew more seasoning peppers than I did sweet peppers. So, but yeah, y'all keep going and keep pushing and keep experimenting, and don't let these fools on the internet run you ragged. Oh, one last thing I'm gonna mention. I'm gonna get off of here. My homie gave me some radishes, and I cut off 90% of the radish. I left about a 1/4 of an inch of the radish and a few of the tops. And I put that in the ground. The reason being, I didn't know if he had seeds. Well, he did have seeds, and he ended up giving me some seeds. But he didn't know what kind of radishes these were. Y'all, these radishes were so good. So I planted them. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. He gave me 4 radishes. And like I said, I left about 1/4 of an inch of that radish root on with the tops. And I stuck them in the ground. I don't know if you can see at the base of that one. That's a little at the top because it was delicious. And this will go to seed. And I'll get seeds and be able to plant that radish again. Like I said, I didn't know at the time if he had seeds. But while I was eating it, it was so delicious. I said I just wanted to just shove it in the ground. Another thing, y'all doing y'all Thanksgiving, if you bought celery, cut your butts off. You see the leaves growing in. It did all that with the frost, not protected. Celery is a cold weather plant. Look here, onion. You cut your onion off, put your onion. You see it's already. Who was that? Tracy's Rhythmic Life, I think. She got her some green onions and put them in water and said she didn't know they would grow that fast. Girl, let me help you out some. I'm going to take you even further. You didn't do wrong. You did right. Next time, take them onions, put them right in the dirt. And yes, they'll still grow that fast. Put them right in the dirt. Keep them moist. They'll grow. Yeah. Y'all don't know. Carrots too. When you cut them tops off them carrots, leave about 1/4 of an inch of that orange part. Put it in the ground. It's not going to make another carrot, but you know what it will do? Go to seed. You won't have to buy carrot seeds. See, sometimes when you ain't got no money, you have to just learn how to do. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn how to do, because the first time I ever planted carrots from seed, that's what I did. I planted those carrot tops, and you can't eat the carrot tops. The carrot tops grew and grew and grew, and they went to seed. I saved those carrot seeds, and the next season I turned around and planted those seeds. And then that was the way I ever grew carrots. When I first started gardening, y'all, I ain't had no money. I was broke as a joke. I play like I'm still broke as a joke. That way I keep my money. I ain't trying to give my money away. But y'all, look at this coal. You know these peanuts, and my neighbor would get on me if he seen this, because these peanut coal's supposed to kill him, right? Them things ain't dead. They got touched by the frost a little bit, but they're not dead. Who is this? With this big old trail and chains and everything. It's a nice little setup. Nice truck. Anyway, but y'all see the garlic. Y'all see it. Y'all see what's going on. And I wanted to tell y'all, see that bucket there and them balls? I put water in all that stuff. And it become a heat sink for me to be able to, for the water and stuff, you know. That's what I ended up doing, was putting all that stuff there, so that I'm finna go get Uno together. He barking, getting on my nerves. I'm finna go in here. Me and him finna have a conversation. But anyway, y'all try that if you worried about, because like I said, this water, it will absorb the heat. Like these, my neighbor has some kitty little thing I fill with water. See how the sun shine on? They're gonna get hot all day long, and at night they're gonna release. Now it ain't gonna release a whole lot of heat, but when you just trying to help your stuff a little bit, because you see this stuff down here ain't got no damage right by those bottles. But look up here, see this? Can y'all see this? This is frost damage up here. See this little bit of frost damage? See up here, up higher? But you see down there, it's not a lick of damage. The tires soak up the heat, and these balls. So y'all think about that when you plant, and think about that when you have your beds and stuff. It was an accident for me because these tires were free, but black tires, they suck up a lot of heat. And people always say, well, why don't you paint them white? Only thinking about in the summertime, I could paint them white to reflect the heat, but in the wintertime, that would also reflect the heat. I want them to absorb the heat in the wintertime, okay? But this video is extremely too long. So until next time, see you guys later.